Welcome to the Wandering Tangent Review. I'm BJ, with me is Jeff and Gary, and today, to celebrate American Independence Day, the 4th of July, we are going to review, perhaps, the most obvious movie to review on Independence Day, that being the 1996 sci-fi disaster alien invasion movie, Independence Day.
Yep. For Independence Day, there's a movie just called Independence Day. You can't get more Independence Day than that.
I mean,
BJ,
I feel like
I feel like the classification of this movie should be vehicle for greatest movie speech ever.
We're going to survive. We're going to live on. That's a good speech.
Yes.
That is always the proper thing to think about. No matter what happens, yes, you're going to have other times. Exactly.
Okay, perhaps the other times to talk about said speech would be during, I don't know, our long-form discussion rather than the review.
I know. I'm breaking rules again.
Well, to be fair, Gary kind of started at this time.
A little bit.
So I'm going to end it by going... I'm going to end it. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
That's our review.
That's our review. Bye. Greatest movie speech ever, as per Gary. Anyway, seriously, though, I guess I'm going to go first. So after some deep thought on the matter, up to and including up until right now, I think I'm gonna give Independence Day a 3. So it's almost a 4. I am very tempted to give it a 4, but I just have a couple of nitpicks about it. Like, obviously, this movie came out like right at a very good time for it to be beloved as me as a young teenager who thought this was the best movie experience ever at the time. But as I got older, it's still pretty good, still a lot of fun, but I have a couple of nitpicks that kind of brought me out of the movie when I watched it last night, and maybe I was just in my at this point somewhat traditional role of maybe I was just in a bad mood, but there's just a couple of things that I didn't love as much about the movie as when I did when I was younger. Still obviously liked it. Like Gary said, it is a rabble rouser, I guess is the term. It is it becomes a feel-good movie despite the fact that like billions of people die, which is kind of weird. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a good popcorn movie. It has a good ensemble cast. Has, I guess, three good main characters, I guess you would call it. Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum, and Will Smith. In fact, I think this might have been the movie that kind of made Will Smith. I can't remember if this or Men in Black came out first. But anyway, I digress. But still, yeah, good movie. I thought the special effects held up more or less pretty good. There is obviously some computer animation, but it's a lot of miniature work too, so it kind of holds up the test of time. We'll see what Jeff feels about it when we go to his review. Jeff and his very, let's call it, discerning taste in special effects. But yeah, I still like it. I don't love it as much as I did when I was a teenager. It has been quite some time since I'd watched it. Been at least several years, but yeah, I recommend it. Just don't think too hard about it. So, who goes next? Gary?
I will go. Kind of like you, BJ. It's not a perfect movie, but I felt that it aged like a fine wine. Not that I've ever drank wine or even really can think about how to classify that particular comment, but I hear that's a good comment to use in this particular case. Aging like a fine wine. So I'm going to give it a 4.
Wow.
Not perfect, but not not terrible either. It's a good, solid movie, and I watched it with people that enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it myself, and it's really hard to nitpick it, and even then, that would just be nitpicks, and I recognize that, so let's give it a 4 and move on to Jeff.
Okay, so I give it a 1, not because... one, I liked it. I like this movie, but I seem to have the same sort of experience where this was a great popcorn blockbuster movie in the 90s, and we all remember it as that. It was fun, and it was an exciting film that had destruction and awfulness, and then you had scenes where Will Smith just like set the tone and made everyone laugh and gloated over small victories. And so the whole thing emotionally carries the audience. And when it came out, it did a very good job. And then as you grow older, you begin to see that it's a good movie, but it's really a popcorn movie. So there's reasons why I just never watch it anymore. And for that reason, I didn't give it as high of a score. I took it down to 1. A 1 being that I appreciate it for its glory and its time and its good performances. But it's not a movie that I would watch a lot. But I do have plenty to talk about in the discussion. So including monologues about plausibility, because there's some people who don't like certain parts, but we'll get more into that later. But yeah, great popcorn movie. Probably everyone should watch it once just for the Independence Day vibe of it, and the speech, the grand speech inside of it. That's famous, and that's what I got.
Okay. I want to hear us to continue talk about this movie. I feel like both me and Gary were restraining some commentary there. If you want to hear said commentary, jumping over to our long form discussion. If not, we will see you here in another couple of weeks to review something else. I'm BJ. With me is Jeff and Gary. We will see you next time.